He laughed at her loudly, carelessly, the kind of laugh that slices through a room and gathers attention. The recruits around him smirked, some hiding it poorly, others letting their amusement spill freely. She stood there, back straight, chin steady, though inside she felt a small tremor ripple through her chest. Not of fear of memory. She had been mocked before, doubted before, underestimated before, but this moment felt different, heavier somehow. Maybe because this time she had nothing to prove, and everything to rise above. Before I tell you what happened next, tell me in the comments where you're rewatching from. I love knowing who's listening. His name was Harris, broad-shouldered, the kind of recruit who believed strength was measured only in the size of biceps. He'd failed a coordination test that week, frustrated, embarrassed, looking for someone to unload that shame onto. She was an easy target in his eyes, smaller, quieter, gentle in demeanor. She could still feel the sting of his words echoing across the training yard. You? Outrun me? Don't make me laugh. But he already had. It rolled through the air like a wave, rippling through the onlookers. She kept her face calm, but inside her thoughts tangled like knotted wires. Why did arrogance always aim downward? Why was gentleness mistaken for weakness? The sun pressed hot against the earth, shimmering through heat waves, throwing dust into slow spirals. She drew a steady breath, feeling the grit settle lightly on her skin. Her heart thudded not in panic, but in preparation. She didn't want to fight, not a spectacle. She wanted to be left alone. But something in his tone, in the sneering tilt of his head, made it clear he wouldn't let her walk away. Their instructor, Captain Rhodes, watched from a distance. He didn't intervene. Not yet. His arms crossed, expression unreadable, but his eyes sharp with curiosity. He knew something Harris didn't, something she had spent years earning in silence. When she spoke, her voice trembled slightly, not from fear, but from the weight of choosing the high road again. It's just a run, Harris. No need for insults, but this only fed the fire. Yeah, then prove it. Race me right here now. A murmur rippled through the group. Some leaned forward, sensing a show. Others shifted uneasily, feeling the tension thicken like humid air before a storm. She glanced toward the long dirt track stretching across the training field. Running had always been her escape, her quiet protest against the world's noise. But racing to soothe someone else's ego? It felt like surrender. She almost refused. Almost. But then she caught sight of a younger recruiter girl, barely 18, watching her with wide, hopeful eyes. Eyes that silently whispered, "Please don't let him walk over you. Please show us something better." That was the moment she chose. She nodded. Fine, one lap. Harris grinned, cracking his knuckles theatrically. Try to keep up. The recruits gathered on either side of the track, dust drifting in sunbeams like suspended gold. A hush fell thick enough to swallow the world. She positioned herself at the starting line, feeling her pulse quietly settle into a calm, rhythmic readiness. No shaking, second-guessing, only focus. Captain Rhodes raised his hand. On my count, 3, 2, 1. Go. Harris bolted forward instantly, powerful strides pounding the earth. He looked back within seconds, laughing again when he saw her start slower, measured, almost gentle. The crowd murmured. Some chuckled. But Captain Rhodes didn't move, didn't blink. She let her breathing find its pattern. Deep, controlled. Her feet became part of the ground, each step a whisper instead of a stomp. And then, like a bird catching a sudden current sheet, accelerated. Smooth, fluid. Effortless. Harris's laughter faltered. Within 10 seconds, she closed half the distance. Within 20, she drew even with him, her shadow brushing his like a quiet reminder. He glanced over, shock cutting across his features. His breathing was ragged, hers was calm. His strides hammered the earth, hers kissed it. And for the first time, doubt cracked through his bravado. You how? But he gasped. She didn't answer. She simply moved past him with a grace that didn't boast, didn't gloat, didn't need to. The recruits watching fell silent, the air trembling around them. Dust swirled softly behind her, catching sunlight like sparks. By the time she crossed the finish line, she wasn't just ahead. She was 30 meters ahead. Harris stumbled across the line minutes later, chest heaving, face drenched in disbelief and something more painful, realization. Captain Rhodes approached, voice steady. Harris, Maybe next time you'll think before laughing at a Navy SEAL. The crowd froze. Even the wind seemed to pause. Harris's eyes widened, the truth hitting him harder than any physical blow. She hadn't just outclassed him. She had outrun the very assumptions he had wrapped his ego in. A soft murmur rippled through the recruits. Not laughter this time, respect. She didn't look triumphant. She didn't smirk or boast. She simply smiled, gentle as ever, and offered Harris a hand. A hand he didn't deserve but needed. For a moment he hesitated, then he took it. Because kindness doesn't vanish, it waits, and it finds its way back. As she walked off the track, the sunlight brushed her shoulders like a quiet acknowledgement. The same moment that began with laughter ended with understanding, proving that strength and humility can walk side by side. And sometimes the loudest lesson comes from the quietest person. If you enjoyed this story, share your thoughts below, and subscribe to Whispered Words for more heroic mission tales that remind us what courage truly looks like. Your support means everything. Stay brave, stay kind. Keep listening for the stories that move us all. Click subscribe. Your next story awaits.